station. No broadcasting.
Now this thing gets marked to where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have a really good starting field position near midfield.
You said this is scary? Really? How you know it's scary if you ain't look at it?
I tried to watch it, and I saw some scary stuff start to happen.
Like what?
And I thought, oh, no.
It was like the music, they were playing that horror music. Yeah, how about you?
I'll mess around. I put all the lights on.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Right upon that big tackle through the hole. Ended up getting 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, I hope not. It was scary, so I was scary too. She won't watch the horror movies with me.
I think Scorpions.
Motherfucker. No, I should have blocked him. So he come again.
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't Prescott to throw on third.
I should have known he was going to do that.
Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop them from continuing to fire as this game goes on. I give a little nod of respect across the field for that one.
No, they don't have palms. What is Sunday? Because you missed, right?
This is not Palm Sunday. Next Sunday is Palm Sunday.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 40. He's got this business midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Oh, that's the thing to beat right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play
So upstairs, remember I told you I was gonna start talking, so we started yesterday. And before I come downstairs and go in the basement and all that stuff, I start having conversations.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
And
leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry. No, not at all. They didn't really
she don't come down there, right?
And not allowing any lanes to open up.
She used to come.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it though.
We're watching. Just watch him. Yeah, she used to come down here all the time, but then after we had the conversation yesterday, she's like, you know what, you're right. We stopped communicating.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I? You did. That line's not even tofu. I'll tell you that much for free.
Yeah, because y'all ain't never in the home together.
Yep. That was the wrong defense to use.
And that'll keep the drive alive. It's a gain of 4 that time. And that's good for a Vegas first down. Play action. It's Stidham.
Give me this. Give me. Just got it.
Thank you, God, for letting Bentley go to the bathroom.
One of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before.
You don't understand what I got. Ooh, it's a lot cleaning up that type stuff. But it's just a spot. Then I gotta get the shampoo. I gotta pick it all up.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Managed to pick up about 4.
You know, ain't nothing worse than.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Stidham off play action. And this will be incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Here's Stidham. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Barr. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. 52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. Prescott on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Had to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And he's going to get this down near the 25. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one. This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. No big surprise. Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They go play action now. Stidham. Catch made. It's Moreau. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like you did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
How many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter if they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, you put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. Got its man there, complete to Gallup. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got a 1st and 10 now out past the 20. A handoff left, Elliott. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 96 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On 2nd down, Elliott. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
A Cowboy 1st down there, Prescott to Gallup. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Open and Lamb. It's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders 16. From the red zone now, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And the Cowboys are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now Elliott. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from a yard out. And the Cowboys go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
They go play action with Stidham. Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words every time we hear it.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball.
And Stidham throws another interception, his third. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Marr able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. But they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now it's Stidham. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, here's Prescott. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 10 now, Stidham. And the pass complete to Waller on the out route. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
They go with Jacobs, and I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the counter, Elliott. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Elliott And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Second down and goal. Prescott, and that is incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on third and goal. Here's Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. And you name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Certainly not what they wanted there, so the football by rule comes out to the 40.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. To throw is Stidham. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols. The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11. Now Prescott. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. It'll be first and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 20th carry here for Elliott. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Pollard will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Prescott down. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
The kick by Maher is good, and the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Extra point by Maher, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that gift.
There he goes, right side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller, 78 yards. And the Raiders are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Play action now. Prescott. He's got his man. It's Gallup. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys extend their lead yet again. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Marr on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Abdullah's going to stay put, and the drive will start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Stidham. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Stidham now to throw on 3rd down. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. Stidham on 4th down. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Throwing again here, Stidham. Delivering another one here to Darren Waller. He's got it again. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew the passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap.
Yeah, it's all good.
What?
They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Well, Prescott here to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because...
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. After the interception, here's Stidham. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
2nd down, Stidham to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know what you think's going on out there, CD.
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Daniel Carlson taking off in Las Vegas.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
Fields it right around the goal line. So that last kickoff, just a mere formality, obviously, Charles, wrapping up a game that they should be very happy about, in which they got the win.
Yeah, I thought they were clearly the better team by the end, and they earned this one with a terrific game plan and consistent effort throughout. Only fitting that they had the ball when the clock hit 0.